Hi everyone, it's Dean Alese, and this is the live chat with Dean Alese, Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So if you're here, feel free to say hi. If you're a new student, feel free to say hi and get a shout out. Let me know that you're a new student. Or if you're celebrating anything special, let me know. But here to talk to you about our most important thing. Registration started yesterday, 10/27. So as always, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat as we go. And then I'll stop as I'm going through the material and check if there's questions in the chat. So if you do have questions, don't hesitate to put those in the chat. And if you're watching this and it's recorded from earlier in the day, feel free to email me always at gw-deanofstudents@gatewayct.edu. And you can ask me any questions that you weren't able to ask me during the live session. Okay, so like I said, spring registration started yesterday, and I'm happy to report that 955 students registered yesterday. So that's almost 1,000. So way to go, Gateway. I love when students are, our continuing students are ready to go, and really excited. Also, about 250 of you took advantage of our winter session. So encouraging that as well. Winter session's a concentrated session that starts the Monday after the holiday. So and it's only 15 days, the session, okay? So if you want to get a head start, it's very concentrated, so you need to have enough time, but there is room in our winter session courses, so register early. Our spring registration is also underway starting yesterday. Like I said, about 1,000 of you took advantage of that yesterday and registered. Our hope is to get most of our continuing students registered in the next couple of weeks. Take advantage right now. We have both appointments that are online over the phone. You're able to register through your ComNet on your own, and we also are taking some walk-in appointments. Again, if you're able to do things online or over the phone or virtually, we encourage you to do so. But if you need that extra support by coming into the campus, you can, okay? Hi, Brenda. um, when you're coming to campus, we're actually going into room N100, which is located on the first floor near the security desk. You're going to start by checking in with security. You're going to need a photo ID in order to get in. So you'll need the photo ID for both entry to the college and exit from the college for us to keep track of how many people are in the building. You're also going to need a mask. So I always have my mask. And you need to make sure that the mask covers your nose all the way to your chin, so you're fully covered with the mask. If you don't have a mask that's the right size or you need a mask, masks are provided at the security desk, okay? So that is what you will need. They're going to direct you to speak with a staff member outside of N100, and then they'll figure out what you need. We have financial aid if you have questions about financial aid. We have the Registrars Office to get registered, and we have advisors down there to get some advising. As always, your faculty advisor is the best stop for you as a continuing student. And so we encourage you to utilize your faculty advisor. If you're unable to get a hold of them or you're not sure who your faculty advisor is, we really do suggest that you reach out to GW-Student Success at gatewayct.edu. And they can hook you up with your faculty advisor. Do so now. There's lots of opportunity. There's lots of time to prepare for next semester. For students that wait last minute, it's really hard to get a schedule that'll fit around your other things that you have in your life. Also, right now you have, premium pick of all the classes. Like I said, classes, we already have a couple closed classes. So you want to have as much availability to take classes. I also encourage our students that are higher up in credits and getting ready to graduate to register early. There's nothing worse than going to register in January and realizing the class you need to graduate is no longer available. Okay, so register early. And if you have any questions, there's lots of ways to get a hold of us for support, okay? There's the Registrar's Facebook page. So it's Facebook, GCC Registrars Office, and they live chat on that page from 8:30 to 4:30 every day. So if you have questions there, you can always live chat here on the Gateway page. We do get back to you within an hour or two between the hours of 8 and 4:30. So there's ways for us to communicate through a chat feature. You can also email the different offices, or you can make a phone call to the different offices. And again, if all that fails and you really need that walk-in support, you're able to walk in to N100 and utilize it. N100 walk-in will be available until November 13th. So that's when the cutoff is. For those of you that can't come during the week, we are having a walk-in Saturday registration, and that will be happening on November 7th. So registration Saturday, November 7th. It's from 9 to 2, but it's going to be first come, first serve. So there's going to be limited appointments. So get there early if you really want to get registered on Saturday. I'm going to go take some of the questions here. Will the Writing Center be open in the winter? I believe so, but I'll have to double check on that. Okay, Marlene, I apologize. I don't have that answer. I know it was open in the summer, but I'm not sure if it's open in the winter, but I think it is. How can I make an appointment with an advisor? Amy put it right above you, Nazir, gw-studentsuccess@gatewayct.edu, and you can make an appointment with an advisor. Those are our virtual appointments. They can meet via Teams, WebEx, or over the phone. Okay, let's see. And then will the Writing Center? Oh, so they told you no, Marlene? Okay, then if the Writing Center won't be open over the winter session. Okay, if they told you no, then that's the answer. But I'll double check again. Okay. All right. So that's all about registration. So we're really encouraging, especially if you need to come in person, that you do so sooner than later, okay? None of us know the situation with COVID in Connecticut and how long we will be able to be open. We may be open the whole time, but it really is up to the state of Connecticut what happens, okay? So if you really need that in person, we encourage you to do so and come in now, between now and November 13th, and register early. Okay, we are really looking for our continuing students to register early. So it's my hope that next week that I can say that Gateway has 3,000 registered. Okay, so that's my goal for next week. So make me Gateway proud, okay? So 3,000, we're almost at 1,000 for one day. I'm asking for 3,000 by next week, okay? So let's see if you guys are up for the challenge. Okay. And if you're registered, can you go ahead and put it in the chat here? If any students on here already registered, let me know you're registered and let me point out how responsible you are. But yeah, let me know if you registered and if you're all set for the spring. Graduation, if you're close to graduating, you should have received an email in your Gateway email. So please check your Gateway emails. All of our communication is required to come through the Gateway email because of FERPA, okay? So if you're not utilizing your Gateway emails, you are missing out on the emails that you need to be successful. So we really encourage you to use those Gateway emails. Lisa registered. Congratulations, Lisa. Thanks for saying it. So Lisa is all registered. Okay. Let's see. So let's see, for graduation deadlines for the fall 2020, the application deadline is December 4th. So December 4th, if you're planning on graduating, if you're going to be a December grad, first of all, congratulations. But if you're planning on being a December grad, then the deadline is December 4th. Katie registered. Thanks, Katie. Good job. These are my part of the 1,000. I love it. Our spring 2021 graduates, the application deadline is March 13th. Okay. So March 13th is your deadline if you're graduating in the spring. And Marlene also registered. Thank you, Marlene, and congratulations on being so organized. I love it. For all of our PAC students, the deadline to register is November 15th. This is for new and continuing PAC students, okay? So new and continuing PAC students, the deadline is November 15th. Hey, dear, I'm the Dean of Student Affairs. Thank you for asking. So yes, Dean Alese, the Dean of Student Affairs. So if you are a PAC student, you must be registered by the 15th of November. That is your priority deadline, okay? So all our continuing and new PAC students must be registered by the 15th of November, okay? So just make sure if that's you that you get registered. Did you know your vote is your voice? Election day is coming up next week, next Tuesday. If you have not, if you should be all registered to vote, and we encourage you to vote. The majority of our population had to fight for the right to vote, and I really push all of our students to vote. Okay. Hey, dear, you did not register. If you want to register, you can register on your own, or you can meet with an advisor, GW-Student Success at gatewayct.edu, and they'll help you pick the classes that you need for your major. Okay, I hope that helps. Our library services and resources for the fall. The library does have some open hours for walk-in. They are available virtual Monday through Friday from 8 to 9, Fridays from 8 to 6, and Saturday from 8 to 1. So that's all their virtual services. If you need an appointment to come in person, they are open Mondays from 9 to 1 and Thursdays from 12 to 4. Okay, again, you need to make an appointment. So you need to go on the Gateway website /library, and it'll give you all of those options. If you need a book from the library, those are available for curbside pickup. If you need resources or you need to consult with the librarians, all of that is available virtual and by appointment. Student activities, the next SGA meeting is tomorrow, October 29th at 2:30. All students, faculty, and staff are invited to the SGA meeting, and we encourage you to do so. It's a great time to be involved and to learn about what's going on at the school, to give ideas about activities that you'd like to see. I know we've had to move to mostly a virtual format with those activities, but some of our students are coming up with great ideas. One of them is a save the date. We're going to have a mental health speaker, Meg Hutchinson, November 18th at 1 o'clock, and it's a webinar. Just a webinar about anxiety and all of that's going on in the pandemic, etc. So save the date, November 18th at 1 o'clock, and we hope to see you all there. And that's open to students, faculty, and staff. Okay. Gateway's Family Economic Security Program is a grant-funded program that provides students with academic, career, financial, and personal support. The goal of the program is to offer wraparound services to support students through certificate and degree completion. In order to be eligible, you must be registered for GCC for the upcoming semester, completed at least 9 credits, and have 2 semesters remaining. You must also have a 2.0 GPA or higher and be employed either part-time or full-time. If you're interested in that, you can email gw-wellness@gatewayct.edu and inquire about the FEST program. Let's see. Okay, so Jessica asked if you missed registration for A&P 1 and 2. Can you have both in the same semester? No, you can't. A&P 1 is a prerequisite for A&P 2. We do offer both 1 and 2 over the summer. So that may be an option for you to be able to take A&P 1 in the spring and then A&P 2 in the summer. So that might be an option. I'm not sure your timeline. Katie, you're taking 1 class. That's good. That's good. Yeah, you have to decide what works best for you. There's a lot going on, especially with the pandemic. Some of our students have kids home doing learning. Some of us are helping out with that learning, right? I know that's definitely my thing. So we have to help out our teachers because our students are both virtual and in person. But then also trying to balance school at the same time. So good for you, Katie. I'm glad that you're still continuing regardless. Remember, even if it's 1 class at a time, it's 1 class closer to a degree. Okay. I always lose my place because I get on a tangent here. Okay, tutoring. So it's a great time to talk about tutoring if you're struggling in your class. Tutoring is available for the following subjects: math, developmental English, biology, chemistry, physics, accounting, A&P, micro and macro economics. Okay, and you can learn more about that on our tutoring webpage. Amy's going to put that in the chat. And there's also some drop-in math tutoring for Math 079, Math 085, and Math 095. Tutoring is available both through Microsoft Teams and also in person. Okay, so again, there's limited in person, but if you really struggle with that Microsoft Teams, definitely email the tutoring center and Amy will put that information in the chat because it's way too much for me to read. Okay. Again, if you're coming on campus, so again, we're trying to limit the amount of people on campus. So I always say that if you're able to do things virtually, we encourage you to do so. Okay. But when you're coming on campus, one, you need an ID. So if you have your Gateway ID, I always show mine, right? The barcode on the back, you key in, key out. If you don't have your Gateway ID, you're going to need a picture ID in order to get on campus. Nothing's really changed with that. You've always needed your ID to get on campus, but now you'll also need your ID to get off campus. When waiting to check in with security, please make sure you're keeping your 6-foot social distancing. This is helping us so we can keep our building open. It's really imperative that we follow all of the policies and procedures in order to ensure that the building stays open. You're also, like I said before, going to need to wear a mask. And the mask needs to be able to cover your nose to your chin. Okay, so it needs to be able to cover this area. If you have a mask that's too small or you don't have a mask at all, you can ask at the security desk and one will be provided for you. Okay, but if when you're talking, if your mask slips underneath your nose, that is not okay. You have to cover everything at once, okay? And we're really doing this so we can try to keep our campus open and to keep everyone safe, okay? So it's really important that you follow the instructions and the new policies. Also, when coming onto campus, please don't come to campus if you've been around somebody who's COVID positive and or you're having symptoms at all. So we're trying to, again, protect our community here. If you have student bills, please make sure you pay them. Holds were put on the accounts, so some of you will hit a hold in registration. For payments, you would go to GW Student Payment at gatewayct.edu for any payments. Let me see. Jessica, I've never heard of anyone taking A&P 1 and 2 in the same semester. You can absolutely reach out to the instructors, but I have not heard of that permission being granted, okay? And I think I'm caught up after that. Okay, great. Anyone else registered? Want a shout out? I got 3 on here right now that are registered, so thanks for letting me know. Again, if you're still struggling with our technology, we encourage you to try to go onto our website. We have some technological training for remote learning and essential technical competencies that you can go on and learn. You're welcome, Jessica. So we encourage you to do so. How did I lose my page? Oh, might have run out of paper. Okay, hold on. I always take these out of order. And lastly, if you need a Gateway student ID, we've made it very easy for you. Just go on to gatewayct.edu/ID cards, put in your information and submit a clear photo and then pick it up at school. Okay, you will be required to show a photo ID when you do so. Lastly, there were some questions about the UPass last week. The UPass will be the same as it is this semester. So there'll be no charge for the transportation fee, but the UPass will be available for students that are registered. Again, you're not able to pick up your UPass until you register for classes. So all the more reason to register early and go ahead. And when we get those UPasses in, we'll send them out to your house. Okay. If there's any further questions or you're watching this again, at the end of the day or when it's not live, please feel free to always reach out to me at GW-Dean of Students. Amy does a great job in going through that email and answering all your questions. So GW-Dean of Students at gatewayct.edu. And you never know, I may mention your question on next week's Facebook Live because it may be one that I think is applicable to everyone. So I just want to thank all of you for watching, and remind all of our continuing students that registration is underway. We had 1,000 people almost register in the first day, and I'd like to go ahead and hit 3,000 by next Wednesday. So let's make that happen. So if your friends haven't registered, make sure you remind them to. And I look forward to seeing you all next week live at 2. Thank you so much. Have a good day.